Welcome to Profile Traders. This is Reza and you're listening to my market analysis for April the 19th. And we are looking at a chart of ES, E-mini futures, S&P 500 index. And what we are noticing here is that all across the screen we do have profiles sitting one inside each other, forming a gigantic unorderly back and forth within a very wide trading range. And in order to grasp this whole formation, I'm going to show you a daily chart and see what is happening. What is happening, as I said a long time ago, as long as this trend line to the downside is not violated, market has shifted from uptrend to a downtrend consolidation. And the only time that we were able to touch that trend line, which was during this candle bar here, like this one, immediately upon the touch of it, we rejected it down. So now we have a downtrending top and I would say very slight uptrend to a flat bottom. Therefore, at any given time that we are going to break below the 2320 with this downtrend line in effect, it will add a lot of weight for the break below 2320 to be successful. And this time, if we do break below 2320, I believe that there is a big possibility that market is going to come down 20 to 2280. Now let's also see what is happening overall. Overall, we are seeing that market is showing weakness inside this earnings season. You can only look at a couple of gigantic names that got just destroyed in the last 2 days after releasing their earnings. One, Goldman Sachs. Today, IBM. And obviously, we do have a couple of very important earnings still due out. Amazon, Apple, Google, some of these big tech names. But overall, we are seeing that after the very strong run-up after the election, now that these companies are releasing their earnings, money is rather exiting out of the market. So please keep a very, very close eye on this, on the level I just mentioned, the 2320. And I'm going to put a line on that level from my market profile chart, because that is a long term and long or big time frame support. Now from here, can we go back up again to today's high? Obviously, we have been doing this yo-yo back and forth wide range for a multiple session in a row. Of course it's possible, but the main level of resistance at this stage is 2340 and a quarter. If we can pierce through that, they're gonna go hit that POC above that. After 2344 and a quarter, the next level of significant resistance will be nowhere but, in my opinion, 2350. And one of the reasons we dropped today, it's because we have tested and tried to take, as you can see here on a condensed chart, we tried to take 2350 to the upside multiple times, and each time we fell short of doing so. So let's see what's going to happen, but I believe this money exiting after earning release. I also believe that the geopolitical situation that is extremely unstable around the world, especially with the North Korean case. Also the fact that market has absolutely discounted and priced in all best case scenario in terms of Mr. Trump's policies, such as the tax reform, which was supposed to be done in August and now has almost a zero chance to be done in August. The healthcare reform repealed and replaced which failed miserably. Then the infrastructure plan that was supposed to be announced, which is going to be delayed and most likely not done by summer. So market has anticipated a lot of things that are very, very unlikely to happen. And if that's going to be the case, there is a vast room for a significant retracement down in the market if we look at the big picture of how much we have rallied based on all these hopes and anticipation of changing policies. So this whole leg up from 2030 all the way to 2400 plus point rally has barely retraced itself. So if something is going to give in, just embrace yourself for a very, very brutal move to the downside. Of course, in case it does happen. I'm not saying that it will automatically happen. But if it starts to give in, it's going to be quite spectacular to the downside. Now let's look at crude oil. Also, what we are seeing here is we saw an unbelievable rally in the daily chart of crude oil once we did reach the main trend line here, which was this one, which I gave it to you many weeks ago. As soon as we touched that, we bounced very strong, and then we tested the upper trend line, which was in place, and now we are coming back down from it. So the big support again now becomes the touch of this trend line. We should land somewhere around 49, and then of course if 49.48 breaks, we will be on a brand new break of this low, and how much damage can be done is yet to be seen. But be careful with the crude situation. If things in any way or shape heats up in the Middle East, obviously an outside news could be quite spectacular in the term of price going up as a result of a catastrophe happening over there, such as a chemical attack somewhere, or a massive war somewhere, or a conflict with Iran, etc., etc. But for now, today was a destructive push to the downside, and it was also very much so due, because if you look at the daily chart, we went non-stop from 48 to 54, which was about 8 points of a rally. And obviously when you have 8 points of a parabolic rally, when you start to correct, the correction can be in this case, quite swift and quite violent to the downside. So what to look for in terms of resistance? Resistance 1 becomes at 51.78. I believe after that resistance 2 is 52.10. Anytime we reject back into 52.10, I think there is a great chance that we are going to go towards the 52.80 level. As long as we remain below 51.78, because the sell-off was so severe and such a long range, do not be surprised that the retracement into today's profile could be pretty deep. So we could easily see a retracement up to 51.78 to 52.10 and still remain in a bearish case. Because again, whenever you have this massive of a drop, its retracement can also be quite deep in that range. If we do break and reject below the 50.50, there is a naked POC down there at 50.02, and then $50 doesn't hold, we are going to go for a test of the trend line roughly around $49. So let's see how everything goes. Tomorrow is going to be very interesting. We did have we did have a day where both of these ES and crude oil dropped severely. Let's see if there is more follow through to the downside. Thank you for listening. This was Reza with Profile Traders. If you wish to learn market profile trading or join my trading room, You can go to my website. You can get all the 5 courses, 1 year to my trading room membership for a fee of $550, and there is a 30 days money back guarantees, and you can also have a 2 days trial to check the room if you wish. Good luck with tomorrow and to the next time.